Good morning, friends. Thanks for watching. It's right around noon, and I'm gonna get started streaming. I think we're looking at 2 hours because I have another project that I'm working on. Kind of semi-randomly, I guess. Talking in the Discord yesterday. One of the devs of Frackin Universe kind of offhandedly made a comment that, I was talking about how I love bees and how I want bees to be expanded, and then I was basically like, whatever, I'm just going to mod in my own new bees, and that's going to be awesome. And then one of the devs was saying, if you make new bees and they're balanced, we'll add them. So I now kind of have this side project where I'm working on adding bees, and currently I'm trying to do 2 new subtypes for every bee, which will double the number of bee varieties in the game. Hey, Flora. So I'm trying to figure out what is possible to do with bees, and mostly what gaps can bees fill that are reasonable. As an example, I actually think cybernetic bees have too good of outputs, and many other bees like honeybees and bumblebees are essentially useless. So I'm trying to make this system a little bit more multidimensional, not having any bees that are effectively useless, and also not having any bees that are effectively, like, overpowered. So, basically, that's the long way of saying I only expect to stream for 2 hours today because I will be working on that project. I think if I do this, I can show you what I'm working on there. Suppose I can close all my Magic the Gathering tabs. And then if I go here, yeah, you can see this. So all I've done is taken one of the pages out of my bee tutorial, and I've got all of the bee types and subtypes along with their production. I'm starting to think of some additional subtype names for everything. Not that the names are super important, but it'll at least give me an idea of, like, I want their name to tie into their production, which I think is, it will make a lot of sense. Additionally, Sater was saying that one thing they want to do is kind of like they've added the comments here. You've got honey, you've got comb, you've got drops. They don't want any bees to have more than 3 drops. So, like, leaf cutters have 6. That's going to need to be cut down to 3 eventually. Cybernetics have a bunch. Crystal Wing has, gosh, what is that, 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 10. Crystal Wing has 10 drops. So that's maybe something that I will work on as well. For sure, the first order of business is making my own subtypes, and the subtypes will be under the new system with a honey, a comb, and 3 maximum drops. Crystal Wing's only good due to the comb. That's fair, but then, like, why have it have 10 drops? But yeah, that's kind of like my next little project. So there you go. Additionally, today, my first order of business is going to be a little bit of a sponsored stream. This user on the Discord has given me $0 to try to work out this system that they're doing, which I actually think they've probably already worked it out and they just forgot to tell me. But they want a system of liquid mixers to do what is shown on screen. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat in the water and plasmic fluid. I'm going to go into admin mode when I'm generating this because I'm only doing it to test. Once I create it, I'm going to destroy it. But we're going to have water input and plasmic fluid input. And the idea is there will be liquid mixers generating all of the rest of these things. The water and plasmic fluid will also be input, but it will be the only outside input into the system. So, yep, this is what I am going to be generating. Why mixers when you can use mixing chambers? It's faster. The reason is that it's my understanding that you cannot have both an infinite water supply and an infinite plasmic fluid supply in the same area. I could be wrong. You could certainly do the water infinitely, and then you would only have to add the plasmic fluid. But it's going to be a heck of a lot faster in terms of generating the setup to just use liquid mixers for everything. I also took a picture of this on my phone, so I won't have to tab back and forth all the time. So, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to go into admin mode. And I'm going to need the end goal of that setup. Here, I'll go back here. The end goal of the setup is the Essentia Obscura, right? The end goal is to have a mixer that is generating Essentia Obscura. And effectively infinite because you're dumping in infinite plasmic fluid and water. Yeah, I was like, I don't think this is the simplest setup. They may also be looking to generate infinites of these others, because you technically can. At the very least, they're self-sustaining, and just by removing an ITD connection, you can generate infinite pus from Atropus. Oh, sure, yeah. Because it's, I guess we can figure it out on the liquid interactions. Liquid mixing. Right, if we look at pus, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's the dominant behavior. So you just drop in Essentia Obscura and it generates infinite Essentia Obscura. Yep. Yep. Do Atropus Cs even exist anymore? They do exist? Okay. I'll believe you. So maybe we will go both ways. There are blood versions and pus versions. So is it like Atropus blood C and then Atropus pus C are the biomes? Regardless, I did tell them that I was gonna do this for them. I actually don't expect this to take a super long time. And I'm also going to need a bunch of ITDs, which are where? Certainly won't need more than 12. And then it's going to be water. Oh, that's a big old bug. Just a sec, I need to kill an ant that is in my home. Nailed it. Yeah. So I don't really know where I'm going to do this, but I think... Oh, I'm also going to make a quantum reactor. And I think we're going to do it over here, because there's space. Like, this should be enough space. Alright, so we got our mixers, our ITDs, and we've got a quantum reactor, which is going to go over here. So we're going to start with... Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll go kind of like this, and then there will be the interactions for each down here. Okay, alright, it's just my game. Got a lot of crap here. I actually don't think you can use wet dirt for anything. Gosh, why do I have, like, really low amounts of all of these blocks? Jungle soil? I think jungle soil just extracts into mulch. Plant matter I don't care about. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, let me look at this photo again. So, we want to have water... Okay, so we're going to have... Wait. So water and plasmic fluid are just going to be placed in a container, it looks like. And then you're going to have an ITD that's going to naturally split everything where you want it to go. So then we'll need a storage bus or storage bridge on that little guy. So input is the item network, output is the item network. Yup. So we'll have an ITD then. And I'm pretty sure it's the one on the right. Yeah. So we've got to go like that. And then it's going to be like that and like that. And the ITD is going to need to be configured to exact for output slots 1, right? So that it's guaranteeing that this ITD will be placing into slot 1. And I wish I had a way of actually adminning these liquids. I don't. So we're doing water and plasmic fluid as our inputs here. So if we go like that, that should work as intended, right? And one of them should have the water, and the other should have the plasmic fluid. Okay, yep, that is good. That is what we want. So that is the first step. That's the first step in the chain. We've got our water and plasmic fluid being appropriately dumped into mixers. Now I'm going to need bio-ooze, which we're going to generate. Man, this is not... like, the way this is drawn is a good chain, but it's not how it looks at all when you're using the ITDs. So we also want the water input to go into another mixer for healing water and another mixer for mercury, right? Because mercury, so mercury should feed into itself, right? Mercury plus water gives you more mercury. Healing water should feed into itself because water plus healing water is healing water. Man. Okay. So then we'll also need more mixers in a similar setup here. And where'd I put my mixers? Let's keep these pretty close to each other. Okay. So then this is going to need healing water, and this is going to need mercury. Whoops. Oh, in admin mode, it doesn't drain your stamina, so you can just charge infinitely. Healing. And mercury. So we should be able to do the same thing here. Exact. That one's already good. Okay. All right. So those are all connected. And then if I go just 1, 2, 3, 4, we should have things placed somewhere. So that's the first frustration, that we can't dictate which mixer the items get dumped into with a single ITD. I could do it if I used 4 ITDs, but we can't with a single one. I don't think that's an issue, though, because these are going to be entirely self-propagating. So once they're hooked up, unless they actually run out, you'll continue to be totally fine. So then what is our next step? We're already like almost done. We need another mixer generating bio-ooze, another mixer generating liquid protocyte, and then another mixer generating essentia obscura. So we need 3 more mixers. Yeah, liquid mixing chains are irrelevant. I do kind of agree, although more than anything, you know, especially once you said, like, just using a Tropus C, I was like, oh, yeah. But I think this is, like, an interesting challenge, right? It's, like, it's irrelevant, but it's a good mental exercise, and God knows I have not gotten a lot of those this summer. So, like, you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. The other thing, then, that we need is we will need... Let's do, like, an ITD there, an ITD there, an ITD there, right? We'll need an ITD for pulling into each mixer down here. So, what do? We're going to have... we're going to have the healing water feed back into itself, and split into bio-ooze. It is only there as a challenge. We tend to practice logic stuff by overcomplicating things. That's fair. I mean, this is overcomplicating things, right? Then what else do I need? I need bio-ooze, liquid protocyte, essentia obscura. So these are all of the liquids utilized. This should be everything we need. And I'm going to do this just so that the ITD places everything accordingly. And actually, we might not even need the last one. No, we do need the last one because that's where the plasmic fluid and protocyte are getting mixed. Wait, do we? Because the protocyte, yeah, the protocyte will be dumping back into itself. So I guess this last one isn't relevant. We should only need that, right? I believe that is the case. Okay, so we've got our water, and well, gosh, I suppose we could lay this out a little bit better, but what we want to do is we want to have our water mix with our healing water. Oh, this is going to be kind of awkward. I guess then in this case, we're just using the mixer to hold water. So that's not really what we want, right? We might as well just have the water immediately getting transferred from here into these. So perhaps what makes the most sense then is having a second ITD that's going to be forcing the second slot being used. Water and pus are the main to combine fluids. Pus I didn't know. I have not found myself using or finding a lot of pus. I think I'm confusing myself by getting ahead of myself here. So we have water and plasmic fluid as our initial inputs. So water and plasmic fluid should not even go into mixers, like individually. Water and plasmic fluid should only be going into mixers that are already being dumped into. So then we're going to be doing what? Liquid protocyte. I don't understand why this has... The way that this is set up is it has liquid protocyte dumping back into itself, but it also has mercury and bio-ooze being dumped in. You can't have three inputs. And you certainly don't need liquid protocyte being dumped back into itself. Because mercury and bio-ooze Mercury and bio-ooze do not give you liquid protocyte. I don't know why this is... I don't know why the picture is set up this way. You can duplicate it using pus. Liquid protocyte, mercury, bio-ooze. I'm going to have to look this up in the liquid mixer. Yep, liquid protocyte and pus gives you liquid protocyte. Yep, mercury and bio-ooze will give you liquid protocyte, but then you do not need to dump liquid protocyte back into itself. So I guess that eases that restriction slightly. So in our mercury, and what gets fed into the mercury? Mercury will feed back into itself, and you will also do water, except nothing's powered. So let's power things up. Wait, can we do this? Will that work? Oh, we'll find out. Okay. So then I suppose I need to power... God dang it. I need to power it somehow. I'll have to grab some of my... Whatever, let's just take a bunch of it. I don't think I'm going to use nearly this much, but... We'll plop one. Yep. So mercury... So this is where we get into some weird stuff. What we want to do is we're gonna want this hooked up to another ITD. So we want the output to feed back into the input, and we can do that, right? I'll just put an ITD right up here, and we'll go like this, and we'll go right back in. And oh gosh, it's too high. Right like that, and right back in, and the ITD will say that for the input, it is going to pull slot 3, and for the output, it's going to go back into slot 1. And yep, that is how we want it done. And we will say mercury. Although I suppose we don't even need to define it if we're defining the slot that it's in. Right? So we don't need to worry about that. Okay, so that's 1. That is 1. That is our mercury. Now we want to do the same thing with healing water. We want healing water to dump back into itself, because healing water plus water will make healing water. So, same sort of setup here. We're going to go output to input, and we just need to restrict input slot 3 to output slot 1. There we go. And heck, I suppose you could have one one ITD doing all of this work then, right? If I'm always taking slot 3 into slot 1, the liquid mixer is just really sad. Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the amount of work you have to do, it's convenient. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have this 1. It's gonna be input slot 3, output slot 1. And we'll go output to input, output to input, output to input, output to input. And then are we doing the same? We are not doing the same with plasmic fluid, and we are not doing the same with water either. So what happens is we want the water to be split into the healing water and the mercury. So we'll need an ITD for this guy. And what we do is we go output to input, and we want healing water and mercury are those ones, so that is great. And we're going to go output. And I'm not 100% sure on how we want to do this. We are going to say, wait, I don't need to do this, right? Because this is just water. So this one's irrelevant. Because we are already going to be, okay, we don't need the water. And I don't even think we need the plasmic fluid. So the ITD, let's take this off for now too. It's not even convenient. It has a minor use case for generation. Well, I think it's just like if you want to be really lazy. Like if you don't want to have to worry about how you're setting up your interactions and you don't care about going infinite, you're just like, well, I really need aether dust and I've got a ton of the materials for it. Like, I can see that, but yeah, I agree for anything more than like very small scale generation, they aren't particularly convenient. I totally agree with you there. Alright, so we get our, oh, yeah, so what we'll also need to do, right now, this is, yeah, so why do I have it set up this way? I don't remember, the barrel, yeah, the barrel is fine. The barrel is what we want. But the barrel is never going to have mercury or healing water in it. Although I guess it's fine if the ITD controls that. The barrel is going to have water and plasmic fluid. So yes, this is correct. We can't do that, though, because if we want mercury to be... Well, can we do it this way? No, we can't. Duplicate them with contaminated water, no powers needed. This is taking from 3 and dumping to 1. And then this, maybe I'm confusing myself. Maybe we don't need the mercury and healing water here. Because water needs to be split into into the mercury and healing water containers. So I think this ITD, let's not worry about this for now. Let's just go here. And we actually, I think we're going to force it into output slot 2. So this way, when I add water, we're going to have to take out plasmic fluid too. I don't think we can do that until we have our slots full, right? When we have our slots full, then it's fine. And then I think we also want to do even split, right? So that if I dump in that, we get half in each. And then why isn't this going though? Right, because mercury plus water should continue to give you mercury. Oh, right, this isn't functioning. Yup. So this is doing exactly as we expected. It's propagating its own mercury. And we're generating mercury that way, and we should also be generating healing liquid that way. Okay. So we are generating liquid water and healing water. Then, God, my phone keeps turning off. Then we want the heal, and we've got the healing water feeding back into itself. Then we need another ITD to dump the healing water in with bio-ooze. Yup. And then in this one, the bio-ooze feeds back into itself. Yup. So we're going to go output to input, like that. And we're going to say input slot 1. No, it's going to be input slot 3, output slot 1. Right? And then if I go like that, it doesn't want to go. Wait, what? Did I do the wrong ITD? Input slot 3, output slot 1. There we go. Somehow it just didn't save. Okay. So then bio-ooze mixes with the healing water. So then I wonder, can we do the same thing here? No, we can't. We need another ITD, right? Because if we're saying that the bio-ooze is going to, well, we could say bio-ooze is going to be put into input slot 3 and output slot 2. Right, so it'll just move it down here, and then we could say that the healing water is also going to be dumped down here, and then I think we want to do even split. I'm going to try it. I might be wrong. Then like that. Right, input slot 3, output slot 1, even split. Output slots 2. That's at an even split. Okay, we're gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work how I want. Okay, so it takes the water. We're generating healing water. We're generating mercury. And I'm getting liquid iridium. That is not what we want. That is definitely not what we want. Oh, right, because right now I think I'm mixing... Yeah, right now I'm mixing healing water and mercury. Or, no, I wasn't. What was I mixing then? I was mixing something that was giving me liquid iridium. So then whatever. I don't think that setup is what we want to do. But we certainly want to keep it powered. I don't know why that happened. And we want the bio-ooze to go from input slot 3 to output slot 2. So we want that back as well. Yup, like so. Okay, so then we'll just need another ITD. I'm not going to bamboozle myself with that. So this ITD will grab... healing water and bio-ooze. So the healing water... because we're going to be dumping it right back into slot 1, we're going to grab from slot 1 and dump it in slot 1. Okay, so that's kosher. Except it's too far away. God damn it. Okay, so we're going to go input slot 1, output slot 1. No. 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 Slot 1. Input slot 1 to output slot 1. And this is going to be our input. And this is going to be our output. So, boom. Except I think we're also going to want to do even split. So if I put that there, it will go like that. And that is fine, because that means it has to do just half, and it will always leave one there. In fact, what I could even do, because it's only grabbing healing water, I could even do that, and it will always only grab 2s, right? So we'll still do stacks, but then when it gets down to 2, it won't take it, right? No, it still will. That's not what we want. But regardless, that's okay for now. Oh, and then that one gets taken entirely and put where? Oh, right, because I'm pulling from slot 1. Okay, so whatever, we'll leave it like that. And then, so that will generate our, that will generate bio-ooze. Then we also want the bio-ooze to be dumped into here. This is going to be the liquid protocyte. Yep. And we'll need another one. Be right back, no problem. You can see that I'm kind of like in the zone with this, trying to figure it out. So this was our healing water. This is going to be bio-ooze. So we're going to be taking from BioOOZ. So it'll be output to input and then output to input here. But we're going to want to do the same even split. And we're going to pull slot 3. So it's going to be input slot 3 into output slot 2. Yep, input slot 1 into output slot 1. That'll take healing water. Then we've got input slot 3 into output slot 2. That will get us BioOOZ. And then we want this kind of feedback loop to be input slot 3 to output slot 2. I don't... Do we want to do that even split as well? And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think we only have one step left. The plasmic fluid needs to get dumped into the liquid protocyte. Oh, we'll need another mixer with liquid protocyte. And then what that's going to do is that's going to mix with the plasmic fluid. Oh, and the thing that's tough is as soon as some of these... Yeah, so the way this is set up is as soon as some of the slots empty out, it's toast. Yeah, that sucks. So I would really need to refine this. So weirdly, the plasmic fluid only needs to be controlled by one thing. Right? So this is only taking water. Right? This will only take water and put it into slot 2 here. Then this is feedbacking, right? Because there's only 2... Yeah, water gets split 2 ways. Plasmic fluid doesn't get split at all. So it needs its own ITD. And we'll say, yep, slot 2, right? It'll go from any input slot to output slot 2. Then I believe this liquid protocyte does need to still dump back into itself. Right? That's not what we've done here, because this is taking that one. And then this needs to take from 3 to 1. Oh, we need to actually hook it up. That would help. Alright, so we've got our output, input, output, input. Yep. So that's our 3 to 1. And then that is that. And is everything going to work? We don't know, but here are our inputs. Water and plasmic fluid. And let's give this a test. What should happen... Oh, nope. Why? Why is it? Because it wants to go like that? Yeah, that's better. No? Now it's stuck? Oh, it might help if this mixer were powered. Is that not right? Liquid protocyte and plasmic fluid need to be mixed. Oh, except we don't have anything taking our protocyte. So this is going just fine. This is feeding back into itself just fine. What else is going on? Nothing is happening here. Okay, so this is totally screwed up. I would need to do an ITD for every single liquid mixer. I don't like this dumping into two, because I think that's what's getting me into trouble here. Right, because this water... So the water-mercury thing is trucking along just fine. This water-healing water... This is not topping itself up. Yeah, see, that's what's screwing it up. It's having both of these things pulling. Oh, because I haven't set an input slot here, so this absolutely should not be both here and here. I wonder if the answer is just to break... No, not that. God. That pisses me off. Well, this was an hour of wasted time. Okay, so see, now it's fine, right? Now it's dumping into itself, propagating itself. Except I don't understand why we've generated... Wait. This works? I mean, okay. And what's happening here? Oh, okay. So this, the bio ooze is just getting dumped in from here. Alright. So then I'm pretty sure the only thing that needs to change is this here, this here, this here, like so. We don't have any water left, so I'm going to take half of that water and go there. Except then it screws this one up. Right, again, because of the input slot thing. So I guess we can't do that. Or at least... Yeah, so this connection is fine. because it's output to input, output to input. But then why is it doing that? Why is it trying to dump mercury in on itself? Man, I don't know. We generated no Essentia Obscura. Does it need more than one protosite? I'm gonna have to look, because if this whole thing just straight up doesn't work because the liquid combination is wrong. Plasmic fluid and liquid protosite. I mean, this should absolutely be functioning. Oh, it takes a lot. Wow. So there's no way, this is not self-sustaining. This is not self-sustaining at all. I mean, maybe if all of your other liquid, I mean, if you're okay with one Essentia Obscura every 30 seconds, right? Because you're gonna have to wait for 25 cycles. I would want to hook this up to a timer. I guess that doesn't matter, right? Because you're just dumping your outputs into here. Yeah, this is really annoying. So what I would do instead, I'm gonna do this off stream because this has already taken me the full first hour. I thought it was gonna take me about 20 minutes. But what I would do if I were to take a second attempt at this, which I very well may, but I'll probably do it in my free time, like when I'm not streaming, so I don't have to like feel like I'm being super boring, is I would do an ITD for every single interaction instead of trying to double up on some of these ITDs. I would have an ITD that is specifically taking water out of the barrel and placing it into a mixer with healing water. I would have another ITD taking water out of the barrel and placing it into a mixer with mercury. So I would wind up with like 8 ITDs along with the mixers. Mostly just to keep it easy, but the user that I was talking to about this, right or wrong, whatever, but they were complaining a lot about the fact that like you can't just have ITDs basically doing this work for you, right? You know, we did find out that you can use an ITD to dump directly back into the input of a crafting station, which is what we've done here. But just a lot of other complaints. And then I think the big thing is that making Essentia Obscura costs, what, like 25 protosite and 25 plasmic fluid? So this is not even a fast system. Like, for every 1,000 water and plasmic fluid you put in, you'll get 40 Essentia Obscura in the end, right? That's how that's gonna work. And I don't know if that's a good enough rate. I also think it's funny I got 2 rainbow sand. I'm gonna actually just dump that. So yeah, this is a project for off stream. This can well, I'm gonna have to pretty much destroy it all anyways. The barrel can stay. There. Check the rest of my base while I'm here. Looking Gucci. Oh, something's full. Probably the fridge. Yep. Does not free up a lot of space. Awesome. Very cool. So it's egg dumping time. It immediately throws more shit in there. Oh boy. Okay, a lot of stuff go bad. All of these onesies, I suppose, will need to go. So we're going to have to clean up all of this rotten food. What else do we got? Should stay fresh for a while. Wow, so Corvex does eventually go bad. Oh, I'm still on admin mode. Now that we're done with the failed engineering project, I don't suppose I need to leave that on. Alright, this will free up some more. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, those grabbers were very full. Ship it. That's a shame that I couldn't get that system to work. It makes me sad. It makes me feel like an idiot. I think I was just trying to cut corners. I should make it the way that I know will work first. And then I can worry about iterating on a clever design. Ah, refreshing can of soda. Yeah, I suppose these smaller stacks meant that they were probably just sitting in the grabbers for too long. We'll sell those. This is what happens when I get wrapped up in a project. I forget about the rest of all my stuff that's going on. Still don't know how some of this meat showed up. Alright. Okay. Well, with that, I think we're going to call that the end of this first hour of streaming. I am going to grab something to eat really quickly, but I will be like right back when I've gotten something small to sustain me. I think I might just make a bagel. All right. So thanks so much for watching. Hang tight. I'll be back in 2 minutes.